I've been requested several times to return the subject of apparent time travelers since we looked at them more than 2 years ago on this channel, but I haven't had a cause to yet. Yet, throughout the past couple of years, countless people have asked me to explore the issue. People's claims that they are time travelers are beginning to surface in stories. Stories are fascinating, bizarre, and at times difficult to believe, but it's still worth looking at, so here are 5 people who claim to be time travelers. Number 1. In the 1920s, a Swiss teacher named Paul D. Nock went into a coma for a year. When he woke up, he started writing diary entries but didn't tell anyone what they were about that. Until he contacted one of his students so that they could translate. It was revealed that Paul's diary entries weren't normal. He contends that while in his coma, he seemed to be a guy listed in the year 3906 advertisement. Having recently emerged from a coma was renowned Dr. Andrew Norton. Paul asserts that both of their accidents must have been caused by their bodies switching in some way. He also makes some interesting predictions, stating that Earth will colonize Mars in about 200 years, but that a natural disaster will kill the 20 million people currently residing there. He also predicts that a world war will break out a century later, which will be devastating to the planet but will eventually lead to a union. This global union will be known as the United Nations, and it will be a union that will. These journal entries were surprisingly in-depth, and it seemed as though Paul genuinely believed what he was writing. However, what's more surprising than that is that he never intended for anyone to read them. It was only after he gave them to his student that the journals were released, and Paul's story was discovered. If it weren't for that, he would have more than died. It is difficult to believe that this happened and that Paul spent time 2,000 years in the future, but it is believable that he believed this happened. Of course, we don't know for sure, but if his predictions come true, that will be a good sign that he was telling the truth. Number 2. In 2003, a computer programmer living in Iowa by the name of Dave Hill got several interesting emails. The messages were. Hill was intrigued and replied to this email stating that he could get what White needed. He photoshopped an online store and even sent White a box containing an old motor that he claimed was the warp generator. The emails were instead from a man named Bob White offering $5,000 to whoever could get several bizarre items, including an AMD dimensional warp generator and a time transducing capacitator. Hill wanted White to admit that this was a hoax, but White never did. Instead, White praised White for shipping the components and requested. A man in his early 20s who sincerely wanted to travel through time was identified as Robert J. Dino after these emails gained some notoriety and popularity. It's difficult to tell if Dino believed he was a time traveler or if he simply wanted to do it because some of the emails are conflicting, with some of them claiming to be time travelers from 2003 and others simply saying that they wan. He appeared pretty sensible at times, so it was sometimes easy to assume that he was flawless, but it was subsequently discovered that he had been diagnosed with several mental problems. One of the more intriguing spam email tales of the last several decades. It's hard to know how many emails were actually sent by Dino and how many others were sent by random persons also claiming to be time travelers. Number 3. In 2002, Father François Brune, a French Catholic priest and author, published a book titled The Vatican's New Order. Uncertainty. In the novel, Brune described an Italian priest and scientist named Pellegrino Ornetti who allegedly created a device known as the Chronoweezer with a team of scientists. This device was allegedly capable of picking up the radioactive frequencies of historical events and reproducing them in real time so that the viewer could watch these events unfold as they were happening. According to Netti, he utilized this device to observe historical events such as a performance of a long-lost work in Rome in 169 BC and even Christ's crucifixion. He even claimed to have taken a photograph of Jesus, which was allegedly leaked in 1972. This claim, however, has been questioned because the image closely resembles a sculpture made around the same time. Brune and her Netti's tale is certainly intriguing, but many people think it's either made up or exaggerated, while others think it's not only real but that the machine is still in use by the Vatican today. The Vatican has been known for its numeric systems. Pinnacle TV is a YouTube channel that targets a wide range of individuals who claim to be from the future. While they have hosted a variety of guests on their channel, one of the most frequent is a man by the name of Noah Noah. His first video was made in 2017 and he makes several predictions, the biggest of which is that time travel will be made available to the general public in 2028. He also claims that the technology has been discovered but has been kept a secret since this video has been made. Noah has created several. He produces videos with Apex TV to corroborate his claims. In these videos, he conducts interviews, submits to lie detector tests, and displays items that are purportedly from the future, such as library pages, future maps of America, and nanotechnology. He also creates videos in which he predicts the future of nations like Canada, Britain and India. Videos concerning Noah are still being published today. So his tale is still being told, even if at times it is difficult to trust him. If he is lying, he is making a lot of effort to persuade us otherwise. It suggests that we will soon have more information to everyone who is watching me. Now, I want to be clear that while I'm making this video, it is not my intention to mislead anyone. My time traveler and I were able to travel back to November 13, 2017, from early in the year 2021. However, while time travel has been possible since the year 2003, it has only been used by top-secret organizations. It is not anticipated that the general public will have access to time travel until 2028. In just 4 years, you will see that my predictions came true. Then, you will return to this video and know that time travel is real. In 2028, private organizations will acknowledge to the world that time travel is real, and it will be available to the general public. Now, let me tell you about the reality of our future. For one, electric cars and self-driving cars will be significantly improved for consumers. We advise putting your time and money into virtual reality and artificial intelligence, which we believe will become a major and expanding industry. Amartya in 2021 number 5. In 2013, a YouTube channel called The Time Authority posted an interview with a man who claimed to be a time traveler from the 30th century. The man claims that he traveled in 2013 in a car, but that time travel is possible and available in many forms in the future. Moreover, he claims that a series of coming calamities will cause money to disappear shortly and that several cultures will soon come to an end. There hasn't been much of an update on this interview as of yet, so it's hard to know what happened after that, but he did make some predictions that are supposed to happen soon. The interviewer seems pretty unimpressed by the time traveler's answers, but they do respond to each question quite logically, making the video interesting to watch. I guess we'll soon find out if he was telling the truth or not, but in the meantime, can you give me an idea of what's going to happen in our future? All for now as always until next time. If you want to see part 2 of this video, let me know down below in the comments and I might just make one.